Good morning again, everybody. You ready for some yoga? I'm ready for some yoga. Anybody ready for some yoga? Anybody? Yes, no, hello. All right, so block, strap, I don't know, maybe a chair or a couch if you have one, but maybe not. We'll just see how it goes. Good morning again, everybody. Let's start laying down on your backs with your knees bent. We're gonna do some lower back stuff because a couple people have mentioned their lower backs are hurting a little bit, so we'll just take a little bit of time for some low back stuff. So just lay on down with your hands on your belly. Walk your shoulders down away from your ears. And just breathe. So shut your eyes. Actually, let's take your feet a little bit wider of your hips. And just drop your knees and your thighs together. With your hands on your belly. Just inhale. And exhale. Just relaxing your back and your spine into your mat. Feeling free to exhale through those lips if you'd like. Making a little sound out of those lips. So you're inhaling through your nose. And a little ah through your mouth. Feeling any tension coming out of your shoulders and your neck. And then just try to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Feeling your belly expand on that inhale. Letting go of all of your breath on the exhale. Just starting to quiet your mind. Clearing away all those outside thoughts and distractions. Let's bring your arms out to the side, your knees back in line with your hips. Just drop your knees side to side. Just nice and gently. Just noticing how the right side feels versus the left side. Your hips, your lower back. Come back to center with those knees. Let's bring your right knee in towards your chest. Give yourself a little half of a hug. And then set that foot back down and bring the left leg in, or left thigh in. Give it a little squeeze and then set that back down. And then just alternate one at a time. Just giving your hamstrings and your glutes a little stretch, but nice and slow. Maybe flex your foot as you bring that knee up. And then relax it as you set that foot slowly back down on the floor. And then the next time your right foot comes up, let's try to straighten that leg all the way up. So you're just going to give yourself a little hamstring stretch, a little bigger stretch. Set that leg down. Straighten your leg on the left side and pull that in. So now you're actually warming up your knee joints, straightening and bending those legs. Just nice and slow, don't go fast. We don't want any ballistic stretching. We just want nice, slow movements. Moving with your breath. Find a breathing pattern that works for you. Matching your movements today with your breath. One more time on each side. Let's lift both legs up straight. See if you can just touch behind your calf muscles. If you can't, you can just grab behind your hamstrings. Just raise your upper body up a little bit so that you would be looking through your, looking at your thighs. Relax your shoulders and just breathe. So chin is slightly tucked. You could reach your hands out, palms facing each other so that your fingertips are facing towards the end of your mat. And then if you'd like, you could bend your knees and straighten them. If that feels like it's too much on your low back, please don't do it, because I feel a little bit of pressure on my low back. So if this doesn't feel right for you, taking the pressure off your low back by holding onto your hamstrings, or just not bending the knees at all, or lowering your head back down to the mat. And then when your knees are bent, pull your knees in. Bring your arms out to the side. Let's drop your knees to the left. And just feel a nice stretch in your glutes and at your waist, your glutes, your outer thigh. A little bit of your chest and your shoulders on that right side. Breathe. And as always, if you want to stay in something a little bit longer today, please feel free. Let's come back up to center and drop your knees to the other side. So one thing I'd like to discuss today is that normally in our weekly schedules, something comes up, takes us away from our workout schedules, and allows us a forced rest, which is good for our bodies. And now that we're actually in this quarantine and we have time every single day to do some activity, do some workout, let's come back to center. Give yourself a big hug. Let's cross at your ankles and just rock a couple of times till you can come up to a seated position. And just find a comfortable seated position. We might not actually find the time to give ourselves rest because we're doing all these workouts 6 days a week. So please don't feel bad about every couple of weeks taking a week to pull back a little bit, doing maybe more of the gentle yogas, skipping a boot camp here or there, skipping your harder workouts for a week or a couple of days. Our bodies do need the rest. They need that cycle of rest every 3 weeks or so. So don't feel badly if you need to skip a day or two. Palms up, eyes shut, shoulders relaxed. And usually our bodies tell us when that time is. So if you're feeling soreness, if you're feeling maybe mental stress from the working out, the exercises, give yourself a little rest if you need it. Just make sure you come back. So nice and tall, pushing your hips down, lengthening up through your spine, relaxing your shoulders, clearing your mind of all those outside thoughts and distractions. Big deep breaths, feeling that belly expand. And maybe focusing that inhale breath on those body parts that feel particularly wonky today. So if your low back hurts, your calves hurt, your knees hurt, something just doesn't feel particularly right today, just send your inhale breath there and let that tension go with your exhale breath. Turn your palms down on your thighs, tip your head over to one side. Bring your head back up through center and over to the opposite side. Inhale to center and over to the opposite side. And then just side to side on your own breath. Still keeping that nice long spine, space between every vertebrae. And then when your head gets over to the right, let's just put your chin down towards your chest, roll your head around in a little half circle, then back around the other way. And then just back and forth, little half circle. And again, just noticing how your neck feels, each side, the backs of your neck, or the back of your neck. And then when your head gets over to the right, let's leave it there. Let's take your left hand behind you. Hold on to your left hand with your right. Drop your left shoulder down. The little chicken wing out there with your right elbow. And breathe. Then just take your chin and drop it down towards your right shoulder. Come back to center with a couple of shoulder rolls, up, back, and down. Nice. And then let's just tip your head over to the left. And then then again, your right arm back behind you, your left hand grabs your right, and you tip your head over. And you breathe. Just inhale and exhale. Your chin dips down towards your left shoulder. Breathe, sit up tall, take one more breath. Come back to center, a couple shoulder rolls again, big up, back, and down. And then let's inhale your arms up, exhale your hands down, inhale through your nose, and exhale through your nose. One more time. This time let's add a twist to your right. So inhale up, exhale as you twist, letting those arms just drop down nice and heavy. Inhale back to center, and exhale as you twist. And just repeat that, side to side, trying to get those palms together at the top. And noticing how your body feels in that twist. One more time on each side, so make sure that you end with that twist on your left. Come back up to center. Your right arm is going to go down to the side. We're just going to lean over to the right. We're going to come back to center, and you're going to come over to the left. And then just side to side. Maybe looking up and down those hands, or looking forward, whatever feels good, eyes shut or open. But nice long spine, just laterally leaning side to side. And breathing, inhaling, and then exhaling. Let's finish over on your left side. Whenever you get there, come back to center. Again, a couple more shoulder rolls. And then let's remove that block or pillow if you're sitting on something. If you're not, then you're good. Just bend your knees, feet flat in front of you. Let's put your hands back behind you and just drop your knees side to side. We are going to come back to center with your knees. You're going to take your left leg and just try to wrap it on top of your right. So you have like a figure four. Your ankle, left ankle is on top of your right thigh. So that you're in seated pigeon, seated upside down pigeon. And you're sitting up nice and tall. And if this doesn't work for you, you can straighten your right leg and just bend and be in a seated figure four position instead. This is fine. Just stretching those glutes on that left side. Opening your chest, maybe tipping your chin up a little bit. Breathing. Just a nice gentle stretch. And then let's switch. Let's put your left foot down. Let's cross your right leg over, big wide cross. Notice any difference. Can you keep your legs exactly the same, right side, left side? Maybe you can't, perfectly fine. To just find what you can on each side. And again, shut your eyes, maybe lift up a little bit taller. breathe. All right, and then from here, you're going to extend your right leg out in front. You're going to sit up nice and tall on your sit bones. So kind of shift right and left a little bit. You're going to bend that left knee so that you are in half cobbler's pose and a straight right leg. You're going to sit up nice and tall. Turn yourself so that your heart is over that right thigh and just start to fold forward. I don't want you to slouch, so try to keep your low back nice and long. So every time you inhale, think about lifting up through the crown of your head. And then every time you exhale, see about just coming forward a little bit more. So if your eyes are open, I'd really like you to either be looking at your knee or your lower leg, or even your toes is fine. Don't force anything. You should feel a nice stretch of your back, but not any pain. Take one more breath. Sit up nice and tall. Take your right hand onto your left thigh. Inhale and sit tall. Exhale and twist. One more breath. Let's switch and take your left leg in front, right knee bent. Again, make sure you're sitting up on those sit bones, nice and tall. And then on an exhale, just fold forward, heart over that thigh. And again, notice the right side, left side. You don't have to grab your toes, your hands can just be on the ground. But just try to relax your shoulders down away from your ears. Don't slouch. Lengthen your spine on your inhale. Fold at your hip on your exhale. Try to flex that left foot the best you can. One more breath. Inhale yourself back to seated and just turn on an exhale to the right. Every time you inhale, lengthen, sit up tall, exhale, and twist. One more breath. Come on back to center. Let's lay down on your stomach. So however you can get there, just on your belly. Hands are going to be at your chest. Your toes are pointing. And we're going to squeeze your lower body. So give your glutes a squeeze, give your calves a squeeze. When you do that, it's going to feel like your lower legs are lifting off your mat. Your toes are pointing, and then your hands are at your chest. I just want you to push your upper body up on an inhale, relaxing your shoulders, and then lower right back down on an exhale. So keep your elbows nice and close. Inhale and push up, and exhale and lower down. So here are your options. If you don't want to be straight arm, you can be on your forearms, so your elbows are closer to your shoulders and your hands are out in front of you. You're just lifting up a little bit in cobra and then back down. So it's just a little lift and back down. you decide what's right for your low back. It should feel like you're giving your low and mid back a nice stretch. And your shoulders stay relaxed down away from your ears. So we're going to go one more time. And whenever you get into your up position, we're going to stay there for about 5 breaths. So think about somebody pulling your belly button forward. Make sure that the inner parts of your elbows are lined up with the V shape between your pointer and your thumb finger. So you're externally rotating those arms. You're lifting up through the crown of your head and reaching back through those toes. One more breath. And then you're going to slowly push your hips up and back, slow, 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 into child's pose. So now you're tipping your pelvis forward a little bit. Your head goes down. And your hips go back. So you have options here as well. Maybe your elbows are on the floor and you're more on your forearms. Take a couple more breaths. And then let's come up into hands and knees. And let's do a little cat and cow, flexing and extending your spine. So your hands are underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Drop your belly button down, lift your hips, lift your chin. And then when you exhale, reverse that. Pull your belly button in, tuck your pelvis, push your chin towards your chest, pull your shoulder blades apart, and then inhale back into cow, and exhale into cat. And then just keep moving in and out on your breath, flexing and extending your spine. All right, so you feel the cow tilt with your pelvis, you feel the cat tilt. So let's find something in between, which would be your neutral spine. So shorten up each of those moves until you find just neutral. Then I want you to take your right arm and reach it straight out. And then if you can, your left leg straight back. Looking straight down, and just hold and balance. If you need to lower the foot down, perfectly fine. If you need to lower the hand down, perfectly fine. See if you can find something to hold. 2 more breaths. And then put that hand down, put your knee down. Let's go to the other side. Left arm straight out, right leg straight back. Left arm, right leg. Keep your hips as even to the mat as you can. Two more breaths. Put that hand down, knees down, and then let's just come up onto your knees, and a big inhale up, and an exhale down. One more, inhale up, and an exhale down. So what we're going to try to do here is maybe take your knees just a little bit wider. If this hurts your knees, just come into child's pose and hang out for a couple of breaths. You're going to put your hands at your low back, bring your elbows in, open up your chest, push your belly button forward, and look up. So we're just going to start to do a little camel pose. It's going to open up your hips, going to open up your chest, and stretch those quadricep muscles as well. So just push forward Drop your head back. Take a breath or two. And then slowly come out of that. And then we're going to find what is called rabbit. So you're going to come down, put the crown of your head on the floor. And just kind of relax your arms wherever they go, tucking your chin. So crown of your head on the mat. Sorry, I'm cutting the grass at the same time I'm teaching yoga. I'm multitasking. All right, let's sit back up again on those knees. We're gonna now try to go a little bit deeper into that. So your right arm is gonna come at your right hip behind you. Left arm back up towards the ceiling. You're gonna kind of rotate back, looking back behind you. See if you can touch your left heel. And then see if you can look up at the ceiling. And if you know camel pose, you know you can go right into it. You feel free to go right into the full pose. Take one more breath. And then slowly bring that arm back up. Let's go back down into rabbit. So hands down or forearms down, crown of your head down. Just breathe. All right, sit back up again on those knees. Left arm goes behind you to support your low back. Right arm goes up, spiral it back behind you. See if you can touch that right heel. And then maybe you stay there, that's fine. If you can, you turn your gaze up towards the ceiling. Pushing your hips forward, trying to square your body the best you can. It's gonna be off to the right a little bit. Just try to open up your chest, open up those hip flexors, stretching those quadriceps. It's almost like a kneeling bow pose. And then slowly come up, spiraling that arm around. And then just bringing your hands back down for that rabbit again. Bottom of your head, or top of your head to the mat. Tucking your chin. And then let's just walk your hands out or forward. Spread your fingers, tuck your toes, and push your hips up and back into down dog. So let's really stretch those calf muscles, bend your knees, push your hips up, push those heels down towards the mat. So a big bend in your knees. And then start to lift those hips up, pressing the heels down, and that will just naturally straighten your knees. Chin towards your chest. And then let's look up at those hands and just walk your feet forward. Slowly, slowly walk up your legs and bring your arms up overhead. Hands go down at your side, and just inhale your arms back up, and exhale them back at your side. One more time. And this time we're gonna add a forward fold. So inhale back up, and exhale as you fold at your hips, softening your knees as much as you need to. Maybe just a half forward fold is fine. Inhale back up, and exhale back down. Let's do that again a couple more times just on your own breath. Nice and slow, nice and gentle. Just noticing how your body feels. Moving through mountain pose and forward fold. Folding always at your hip, not at your waist. And whenever you get back to your standing mountain, just hang out there, wait for everybody to get done. And I'll just make an assumption when everybody gets done. All right, we're just going to stick with some hip openers. So let's just take your left foot back. Ground your back heel and bend this right knee. Actually, let's find Warrior One. So let's push your hips to the front. So square your hips to the front of your mat, bend your right knee, push your back foot, all 4 points of your back foot down into the mat, and your arms are going to come up into Warrior One. So the same amount of weight that is in your back foot is the same amount of weight that's in your front foot. Your hips are pushing down into the middle of those 2 feet. Your shoulders are directly over your hips. And you're breathing. Your hands can be out at the side. They can be on your leg. They could be at your waist. You can be looking wherever you need to be to keep yourself balanced. From here, I want you to leave your legs and your lower body exactly where they are. I want you to just twist at your waist to the left. Your arms are going to go out parallel to the sides, palms down, and Warrior Two. Your back arm is back, straight back behind you. Front arm is out, and you're just glancing over that middle right finger. I want you to come back into Warrior One, arms up if you can. Come back into Warrior Two. Straighten that front leg and come into triangle. So your right hand on your right leg, left arm is going to go up towards the ceiling. You can look down or up, depending on your balance. I want you to leave your legs right where they are and just bring your upper body up in Exalted Warrior. So right arm up, left arm down, legs still straight. Weight still even between both feet. Come back down into triangle. So arms go out, shift a little forward, right arm down, left arm up. Inhale back up into that Exalted Warrior or Sun Warrior with straight legs. One more breath. And then down dog. So bring your hands down to that right leg. Shift your right leg back, hips nice and high, and find down dog. You can do a little walking the dog if you'd like. Just notice how one leg feels versus the other. And then just look up at your hands, walk your feet forward, and slowly roll up. Big shoulder rolls, and then we'll do the opposite side. So I'm going to turn my mat, but you're going to step your left leg back now, ground your heel, And we're gonna find warrior one. So your hips face forward, your left knee is bent, and your arms are wherever you need them to be, just to keep you balanced. So wherever you need them to be. And that back foot is either straight back from your front heel or a little bit open and out to the right, just to keep you balanced. You want to feel a nice opening of your hips. You got 2 more breaths here. You're going to leave your lower body right where it is and just open your upper body to the right, a quarter turn, and then turn your head towards your middle left finger. Breathe. Warrior two. Just focus on your breath. Move back into warrior one. Feel that little shift of your hip forward. Warrior two, open up the hip to the right. Straighten that front leg. Shift a little forward, find triangle. Left hand down, right arm up. Continue to look down or turn your gaze to start looking up at that right hand. Push back into that right foot, push forward into the left foot. Ground yourself down into your mat. Open up your chest, open up those hips. Lead your legs as firm as you can into your mat. Roll right up into your exalted warrior or sun warrior. Left arm up, right arm down. Move through those two positions one more time. So come back, shift, lower that left hand down, right arm up. Inhale into your exalted warrior. Breathe. Turn your body towards that left foot. Come down into a down dog. Step your left foot back. Notice how your legs feel now. It should be quite even. Let's lower your knees down. Swing your feet around and lay back on your back. All right, so once you get down on your back, let's drop those knees side to side again, just while we wait for everybody to get down there. All right, and then once you're here, let's bring your right foot as close to your upper body as you can. Your left leg is going to cross, and then maybe you leave it right there and just press that leg away. Maybe you lift your right foot up and you clasp behind your hamstrings on the right side. So if you feel like your chin is way up, I would recommend putting something underneath your head, a pillow, a towel, a block, just so that your neck is as neutral as possible. And then try to even out your lower leg. Lower left leg should be parallel to the floor. Your knees should be even with your shoulders. And you bring your right knee in as close as you can. And you breathe. Let's switch. Crossing the other leg over, noticing a difference. Number one, the difference comes because you were in the other position for a couple of breaths, and these muscles have already stretched out, lengthened out. And number two, our bodies just have natural imbalances. So don't force anything, just try to get yourself into a position that feels slightly uncomfortable, and then work with what you have and use your breath to deepen the stretch when you can. One more breath. Let's unwind that. Put your right foot down. Your left leg is going to go up in the air. Your towel or strap around your foot, or just hold behind your calf or your hamstrings. Whatever works best for you. Again, just never ever pull behind your knee joint. Your right leg is straight or bent, whatever feels comfortable. And you just breathe. Let's let that leg drop open to the left, right arm out to the side, right leg straight. The best you can. Don't worry if it's not 90 degrees. Don't worry if it's not dropping all the way to the floor. As long as you feel an inner thigh stretch, that's all we want. Or that's all I want. There's nobody else here. Well, Scotty's here, but he doesn't care. He's just doing his best. All right, let's bring that leg up through center. Hold a strap or towel or leg with your right hand. Let that leg go all the way over to the right. Oh, one of my favorite stretches. Feel that really nice stretch of your glutes, your outer thigh, the twist at your waist. I don't think I ever skip these 3 stretches in any yoga class I do because they're just so fabulous. Any stretch you can do for your lower body where your back is supported with the mat and the floor. That's just a bonus. Come on back to center. Let's put your left foot down, extend your right leg up. Extend your left leg. So you notice how your back and your spine, especially that low back, is supported on the ground versus being seated and doing this, where you would be bent over and your vertebrae and your spine would be unsupported. You can get a deeper stretch without hurting any of the other muscles and joints in your body. But you just want to go to that uncomfortable spot, not to that point of pain. And then let's let that leg just drop open to the right. And again, just the best you can. All right, let's bring that leg up through center. Let it drop all the way over to the left. Big old twist at your waist. Right arm out to the side. Make any adjustments you need to if this feels like too much. Listen to your body. Never ever try to force anything. Just use your breath and gravity. Let go of that strap or towel or your leg. Just bring yourself back to center. Give yourself a big hug. Maybe raise your upper body up. Give yourself that big hug. Turn your feet around your ankle joints while you're lowering your head back down. The opposite direction. And then let's slowly extend both legs straight. If you'd rather put your legs up the wall, please feel free to do that. You can put your towel or your eye pillow over your eyes. Your palms up, your shoulders down away from your ears, like physically walk them down your mat. And just find the deepest, most comfortable position you can find on your mat. Where you can do your best not to think about anything other than your breath. We'll lay here for 3 or 4 minutes, as quiet and as still as you can be. I will definitely wake you back up. So do your best to just relax into your mat and concentrate on your inhale and your exhale, as quiet and as still as you can be. Let's slowly start to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Just slowly, gently waking yourself back up. You can stretch your arms up overhead and give yourself a big full body stretch. You can bend both knees and rock them side to side. You can find a side that feels good and stay there for a couple of breaths. And then let's just slowly push ourselves up to a seated position. And then we'll all take a couple of breaths together. So palms open and at your side, nice and tall. Let's inhale up. Turn your palms away with a big ah as you exhale. 2 more times. Inhale. Ah. And 1 more time. Inhale. Ah. Thank you so much for coming today. Namaste. Have a fabulous rest of your Thursday. Hope you find something fun to do outside where you can get a little bit of fresh air. See you guys tomorrow. Could be kind of fun tomorrow with some yoga. Ball or chair with some fun standing balance things. So join me tomorrow. See you guys then. Have a great day. Let me know what you're doing. Send me some messages, whatever. Post some fun things on Facebook so I have something to read this afternoon. Thanks. Have a good day. Bye.